The much-awaited report by the Republican-led House committees looking into whether to impeach President Joe Biden was finally issued on Monday morning. The committees found that Biden had engaged in conduct that might lead to his removal from office, but they left the decision of whether to proceed with a formal impeachment to the entire House. A summary of the investigation carried out over the previous year and a half by the House Oversight, Judiciary, and Ways and Means committees is contained in the roughly 300-page report, almost all of which has already been made public. It contends that Biden benefited financially from his family's business endeavors and hid his improper handling of classified material while in government. This is the focus of Special Counsel Robert Hur's investigation, which he chose not to pursue this year. The committees also claim that the White House has suppressed important records and witnesses from the impeachment probe, and that the Justice Department handled its investigation into his son Hunter Biden's tax issues improperly. The committee's discovery of the corrupt behavior as a whole is appalling. Joe Biden, the president, plotted to engage in influence peddling and grift. According to the study, in the process, he misused his position, and by continuously lying about his misuse of office, he defrauded the United States to enrich his family. The White House has not had a chance to respond to this piece yet. The study itself goes into great depth regarding the contacts and payments that Hunter Biden, the president's brother James Biden, and their business colleagues received from foreign companies when he was a private man and nearing the end of his term as vice president. Based on the bank documents they obtained, the detectives estimated the overall value to be $27 million. However, aside from the times when Hunter Biden called him on speakerphone to strike up a conversation while with foreign business associates, or when he ran into them at his son's birthday dinner, the investigators were unable to produce any proof that Biden personally accepted money from those companies or took part in the international business transactions. The committees used the example of Yelena Baturina, a Russian entrepreneur and the wife of former Moscow Mayor Yuri Luskov, who invested $3.5 million in 2014 through a company that had some connection to Hunter Biden with Devon Archer, Biden's business partner. Following Hunter Biden's birthday dinner at Cafe Milano in Washington, D.C., which Joe Biden, the vice president at the time, and Baturina attended, the investment was completed. In an interview with the Oversight Committee last year, Archer characterized the discussion as being about the world, I guess, and the weather, and then everybody left. Hunter Biden contacted his father and put him on speakerphone later that year, according to Jason Galantis, one of his business partners, while he was requesting additional funding from Baturina that would have benefited Hunter Biden through an equity agreement. The brief chat consisted of some pleasantries and hellos and safe travels, he said the Oversight and Judiciary committees. Joe Biden then added, "You be good to my boy," before the call came to an end. Even while the committees show an email from Galantis saying Baturina had promised to contribute more money, there is no proof that this was ever done. The committees offer a plethora of instances of financial transactions between Hunter Biden and Chinese firms in various sections of the report, but they do not offer any direct connections to Joe Biden during his tenure as vice president or proof of any particular policies he promoted or altered during that period. They also cite the case of Sarah Biden, the wife of President James Biden, who signed a $40,000 check to Biden in 2017 that was marked as loan repayment from an account containing funds that had entered her account through a number of transfers that had their origins in Hunter Biden's transactions with a Chinese energy company. The committees also cite statements made by Hunter Biden's business partners regarding Joe Biden's potential involvement in specific projects following his resignation as vice president. Hunter Biden blamed his father's references to him for his drug and alcohol use at the time, and he disputed his father's involvement in his testimony before the Oversight and Judiciary committees. The Justice Department received criminal referrals from the chairman of the 3 impeachment committees in June, suggesting that Hunter and James Biden be charged with making false statements to Congress. The IRS investigation into Hunter Biden's tax evasion in 2017 and 2018 is covered in other portions of the report. The investigation was started in 2018 under the Trump administration and carried out under Special Counsel David Weiss under the Biden administration. 2 IRS employees came forward as whistleblowers, accusing the Justice Department of deliberately dragging out the probe. Hunter Biden was found guilty of federal guns charges at a jury trial this year after a plea agreement he was given in court last year fell through. Later this year, he will stand trial about his failure to pay taxes. The involvement of Alexander Smirnov, the alleged Russian spy who provided the FBI with fictitious material on Hunter and Joe Biden, is not discussed in the study. Smirnov's trial is set for December. Weiss has also accused him of fabricating reports regarding the president's son. Even if President Biden is obstructing the committee's fact-finding efforts, the material found in the impeachment investigation thus far points to conduct that is subject to impeachment. The report ends. The committees submit this information to the House of Representatives for its review and consideration of appropriate next steps. Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy, a Republican from California, initiated the impeachment investigation in September, and it was formally approved by the House in a party-line vote in December. It's doubtful whether the Republican leadership would have enough votes to remove Biden from office, and even if they did, it would almost certainly fall short of the 2/3 majority needed to be confirmed in the Senate. A simple majority of Senate Democrats, who now have a 51-49 advantage, can vote to end an impeachment investigation.